For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone, talking with head football coach Ken Collums as spring ball continues. Coach, this is 6 out of 15. We've said this before. Every one of these is precious, isn't it?
That's right. You look up, and we're already a third of the way through this thing. So we're excited about it. And what you see behind us going on right now, what you see for a 2-hour practice is we're going to be high energy. It's going to be hot tempo, and we're going to get after each other.
We've talked about this a little bit, but you have experimented some, haven't you, in the spring with your offense, taking the tempo a little faster?
Yes, yeah, and we'll look a little bit different in the fall than we have in past seasons. We'll move a little bit faster, but you know what? Everybody moves pretty fast, you know, at some level, and it won't be a deal where we're trying to snap the ball as fast as we can. But we need to. We're going to pick up the tempo a little bit, try to get a few more snaps in.
Does that favor either of your two quarterbacks that come back?
It's whoever's going to do the thing right, and whoever can extend a play when they need to, whoever can make the right decision, because there's a whole lot. We talk about being the mailman. Just deliver the mail. Just whatever tempo you're running on offense, or whatever offense you're running in the entire country, your quarterback's got to be a guy that's going to deliver the mail. Wherever that ball's supposed to go, it better get there, and it better get there on time, and it better get to the right person, not somebody else. Don't deliver the mail to somebody else's house, and then everybody in the stands knows that, hey, man, we got some issues here.
You don't want to return to sender, do you? Not a quarterback.
No, there is no returning to sender
no.
on Saturday afternoons.
Hey, this idea of maybe quickening the pace a little bit. This is the time of year, spring ball. That's when you experiment with things, isn't it? You can't do it in the middle of a season very easily, can you?
No. It's when what you do offensively, what you do defensively becomes who you are. It becomes a culture, and your guys get used to it, and they settle into it, and that's what they learn to expect. You can't all of a sudden change offenses, change tempos, and do it on a consistent basis and do it well. It's hard to do that. So the thing is the people we've talked to and the people we've researched, and Coach Young's done a great job of simplifying just verbiage. When I called plays, it was more of a pro-style deal where there were some long play calls, and we'll still have some long play calls. But
Spider Y banana, and
yeah, that would only be the formation maybe. but yeah, everybody knows Spider 2Y banana. But the whole thing is simplify things so you can move faster. So your quarterback can think a little sharper, think a little more clearly without having to process quite as much.
It also gives the defense less time to process too, doesn't it?
I mean, we're just talking about the offense part of it. Yeah, but the things you put together a 7-8 play drive when you're moving fast, that's a little bit different than putting together an 8-play drive when you're moving at a normal pace. So, the bottom line is whatever offense you run, you better be able to execute it very, very clean.
And the truth is that over the course of 20 years that you've had in coaching, you're always tweaking things a little, aren't you? People say, well, this is the Ken Collums offense, but the Ken Collums offense has evolved slowly but surely, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. You better, because the defenders have the best players on the field. Yeah. And if you look out here at our defense, we got some good players and really good athletes. And defensive linemen are going to be better athletes than offensive linemen. And if you create a one-on-one, a lot of times your offensive lineman is not going to be able to hold them off very long. So the thing is, do things quick, teach that quarterback to get the ball out of your hand, regardless of whether it's zone read, whether it's drop back pass, whether it's play action, whatever it is. Things have got to move quicker. And what we're finding in the Southland Conference every single week, you're going to face a D-line that's quality, and that's where you might be a little bit overmatched athletic-wise, and so therefore you have to do things to compensate it. But no, we're constantly searching, researching for things to fit into a little bit kind of our philosophy. We're not wholesale changing anything. It's just things may look a little bit different.
You had a few guys who played as true freshmen last year, guys like Junior Henderson, who really competed hard for you, Jabari Butler. But the spring ball season, the spring season, is when we begin to see some reps for guys who were featured in some of those February signing shows we did who didn't play last year. So give me a name or two of some guys you've seen who redshirted last year who have impressed you, knowing that it's early, but have impressed you so far in the first few practices.
Well, Bolu Onifade. He was a bubble guy who almost played last year. We didn't play him.
And you get to a point in the season where you say, okay, I don't want to play him because I want him to redshirt.
That's exactly right, because everything we're doing decision-wise is really based on toward 2017.
Your first year.
And that's important to remember, is we're not just, this whole thing is not just, hey, let's win now. You know what? We're in it for the long haul, so let's set the thing up for 2017 when we're eligible for the playoffs, when we're eligible for a championship. We've got our home stadium, and that's kind of what we're tailoring things to. Now, we're not taking everything out and throwing it out the window, but Bolo has been a guy who we're very pleased with. Now, he didn't practice. He's not going to practice today. He's got a back issue. You know, he's a young guy. He tweaked his back in the weight room, and he's pushing and pulling a lot of weight in there, and that's good. We want that. But
not serious though.
No, it's not serious. He's gonna and over the Easter weekend, he's gonna get a little bit more time off, and so he'll be fine. So we're fired up about him. So that defensively, you know, we've got guys. You know, Brandon Richmond didn't play much last year,
right,
but he is a guy who looks really good right now, and so we hope to keep building on that. And those two guys, you're going to have guys that can run and hit, and those are two guys. When I think of guys that we need to have an impact, are guys toward the middle of the field, because they're the guys that run sideline to sideline making tackles. So we're fired up about those guys.
He recovered a squib kick on an opening kickoff. Brandon did.
Yeah.
So he had one. He had a couple of big moments there last year. Hey, you mentioned this earlier, but when you look over there and you see the dirt beginning to be flattened out and be moved, does that whet your appetite a little bit?
Yeah, I've got to focus a little bit more on my practice right now. I appreciate you bringing that up. But no, it is that's going to be a game changer for us. I mean, that's what people around here have been waiting on. That's what we've all been waiting on. Is you know what? Let's get a home. And Shotwell Stadium has been great. It's been awesome, and we appreciate the AISD for the partnership that we've had and the relationship. But we're about to have a home, and there's nothing like it. And
with your own name in the end zone.
That's right. So it's exciting times, but you know, we're not there yet. You know, there's not a stadium there yet. There's just dirt. So we got some work to do, and so do they. So everybody's working together.
Stay in the present. That's right. Last thing, how's the health of this team?
It's good. You know, relative to last year, we're awesome. You know, it was a disaster last fall. We look up and we were missing tons of guys, but we're good. And a lot of that is, you know, you tip your hat to Jeff Burke and Cam Prater and those guys.
He didn't get here till right before the season started last year.
I know it. So that kind of put him behind in his plan. But when you know, when January came around, he had a plan together, and he's done a great job. He is legit over there, and we're so happy to have Jeff Burke, and he's grinding our guys pretty good. But they're bigger and stronger than they've ever been.
All right, practice number 6 of spring ball. It continues the rest of the week and next week for Coach Ken Collums. I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.